Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Hi, and welcome to Christmas time in the city. My name is Chris. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today we're going to be exploring Greenwich Village. We're starting off Washington Square Park. Caught us on a random Friday evening and they're doing some Christmas carols. So you can't beat that. If you're familiar with Washington Square Park, you'll know that they do Christmas carols proper on Christmas Eve. You can come out and sing with hundreds of people normally. Here's a back view of them singing. Okay. Let's keep going, shall we? Just try to give them a head start. As much as I love walking around the city, I do not love overhearing people's obnoxious conversations. So Washington Square Park, for the most part in the daytime especially, is pretty chill. At night there are some unsavory folks there, so just use caution. Stay with the crowds. So this area here is filled up a lot with student housing, or students living in apartments, public or private. NYU is the main college in the city, and the joke is that NYU doesn't have a campus because New York City is its campus. Currently, I think about 45 degrees today. Or this evening at least. See some lights over there. If you are keeping track and doing some very subtle peeping, there's some trees in some of those apartments. Here's a hypothetical. If you lived in the city and had a window that was facing the public, would you put your Christmas tree in that window? And if you did, would you be bummed out when people took pictures of it? Like this. I guess it wasn't a picture, it was a video, and we kept moving, but question remains. So now we're on East 9th Street if you're keeping score at home. We're just going to kind of take a sort of a random stroll. Others? So this street may have not been the most festive street to choose, but it's a quick way to get or to get to the area at least that we're going. While we're here, we might as well creep on some very expensive apartments and condos, I guess. I'm assuming people own those. You know, the big windows and the high ceilings, the whole deal. See, this is the sign of a good landlord. There's obviously a heating issue in this apartment building, so they have this truck set up here that's running heat into the building until they can fix the heater. That's awesome. I've been in apartments where when the heater was off, it was just off. And that was it. We haven't even really gotten to the cold stuff yet. Like I said, it's only about 45. Let's pause ever so slightly to look around, and also let this person with her horse boots get ahead of us. I feel like Monty Python was chasing me. Anyway, people gotta look nice. It's Friday night.
Yeah.
No, I can't do that. So this is 6th Avenue, Avenue of the Americas. If you know the city only by maps, no one here calls it that. The Avenue of the Americas situation is more or less supposed to shine light on North and South America, or maybe just South America. But there's plaques along it, I think, that kind of highlight different South American places, but I have not seen it. Let's pop across here. I don't know if we can get in there, but there's definitely some cool lights to check out. I don't think we're going to be able to get in. And that's the problem with coming out so late. By late, I mean, I think it's like 8 o'clock actually. It's proper late, not like 4:30 late like it has been in some of our other videos. So we're gonna wander down Christopher Street, which is just over here. Can you see me? Just wait till the cars come through and do a little bit of illegal crossing. The term jaywalking was originally used to describe tourists and things, that people that didn't quite understand how the rules or the roads in certain places were. So they would call them Jays. So you can consider me a Jay. At least there. There's some Christmas lights over there. That little bar looks festive is in there. During one of the filming of one of the last videos I did, I lost my debit card. So if you watched the Highline video and heard me talk about how I needed to go to the bank, Now you know how that went. Did not go great. But what are you gonna do? There's some window displays, not quite as grand as some of the other ones we've seen, especially in some of our videos, but nonetheless exciting. Kismet, West Village.
It felt like the long
Sky, like a sniveling wreck.
We hear you. We hear you. There was no one in front of him, by the way. So, if you're playing along at home, that was an unnecessary honk. I think we'll cross the street just because it's a little bit crowded over here on the sidewalk. But I will show you where we're walking past because it's of important significance. Important significance? It is of significance, of importance. I could have done a little bit of extra research before I came out here, but I did not. So you have to read it by yourself. But Stonewall, this is where the Stonewall riots and such happened way back in the day. A lot of really important things happened here. So luckily that we've come to a position where we're living in a fairly open New York City and New York open world, so that's very cool. So check that out if you want to. Some more stuff here, sign. Duplex. I worked over here for about 2 days at not a duplex, but I worked at a grocery store over here for about 2 days. No, you know what? It was 1 day. And the person they had training me was not a person that should have been responsible for training me. And so after I was reprimanded for not doing something properly, I went on my break and never went back. So it was not for me. It's garbage day, apparently. Let's take a look over here before we continue on. So we're currently at 7th Avenue. We're gonna head south. And if you look at that blue spired building up in the distance, that's One World Trade. And if you look over here, you'll see one of the several hundred Starbucks in New York City. People living their best lives, sitting on the sidewalk, eating dinner. By the way, her sister and her walked up to 4. I wonder where they went. Anyway, continuing on, this is Jekyll and Hyde. I think this place is open right now. It's one of those themed restaurants.
She came up to us. Yeah.
I think the idea of eating inside a restaurant in New York City is scary enough right now. But If you want a Fright, I guess you can go to that. If you hear that rumbling underneath us, that's the subway. I have no idea what line that is, but it's right underneath us on 7th Avenue. South 7th Avenue. So if you look across the street there at that Five Guys, you'll notice something kind of interesting in the upper window. There's a neon sign of some sort. Looks like it's a wolf or some type of dog. I don't know. But it's a secret bar inside of Five Guys. It's not owned by Five Guys, but the only entrance is through Five Guys. So you'd walk in. I'm not going to go in there right now. But you walk in, and to the left, there's a set of unassuming stairs that you'd walk up to a little speakeasy. Right here on Bleecker and South 7th Avenue. Speaking of Bleecker, let's go ahead and give it a walk.
That was the least side. Now you're like least. You think every building.
Here's the Caliente Cab Company. Definitely eaten there before as a tourist. I think I have the souvenir cup still to prove it. Oh, look at this, there's some meat in the window. How much is that Parma prosciutto in the window? Some T-bones, strips, hanging right by the window. Ooh, must be something cool over here. There's a long line too. Whew.
Oh, you're showing.
I'm trying to fit. Hold on, I'm trying to. What's the reason now?
I think that the importance of spatial awareness is severely underrated by some people that come to visit. And probably some locals as well.
A very narrow street.
Trying to basically be like part of our
So let's head over here and we will call it a day. So before we walk over to the Christmas tree stand, we're going to take a look here. If you can tell, right off in the distance underneath traffic lights, you'll see the Empire State Building, glowing blue. I believe it's for Hanukkah still. Man, it smells so good over here. So I think we're going to go ahead and call this video here. Thank you so much if you've watched it this far. If you have, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so you don't miss out on any more videos. We have a lot more videos coming out as we speak, literally as we speak. So until next time, I'm Chris, and this is Christmas Time in the City.
This is the last stop on this train. Everyone, please leave the train. Thank you for riding with
Christmas Time in the City.